Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here tonight with the August 10th edition of Monday Night Raw. I was a little bit late getting off of work today, so I missed the beginning half of Monday Night Raw, but I got home just in time to see the Daniel Bryan return to Monday Night Raw. I honestly thought he was going to be doing his own interview segment, but it ended up turning out that he was going to be doing an episode of Miz TV. So, of course, Miz came down and put himself over before welcoming Daniel Bryan to be a part of his show. When Daniel Bryan came out, especially being in his home state of Washington, the place just went bananas with the yes chants. Everybody was up off their seat. Everybody was going crazy. WWE had the camera pulled back as far as it could to show all of the people in that arena. It just shows you how connected Daniel Bryan is with his fan base, especially being in his home state. Everybody loves this guy, and basically what should have been The Miz interviewing Daniel Bryan, talking about, what he's doing on his road to recovery. It ends up sort of like The Miz just putting himself over about all the things that The Miz is doing. He's got an Intercontinental Championship match at SummerSlam. He's got a movie coming out for Christmas that's going to be a big, huge success. And then just turns it into, Daniel Bryan, what have you been doing now that you haven't been cleared to wrestle and you've just been sitting at home all day long, really doing nothing? Bryan brings up the fact that he's a judge on Tough Enough with The Miz, and he even goes as far to call it one of the greatest shows of all time, which that he was lying through his teeth when he said this. But Bryan, ends up, he's playing games with The Miz, and they're going back and forth. Before, Miz keeps on talking about the Intercontinental Championship, which brings out the Big Show making his way down to the ring. The Big Show and the Miz, of course, two of the guys in the triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. They're jawing back and forth. The Miz is telling Big Show that he should retire. The Big Show says there's no one out there that can make him retire. And at that point, we see, the Ryback's big, huge, fireworks going off. We hear his music playing over the sound system, and Ryback makes his way out to the stage wearing a new blue Ryback Wake Up t-shirt. We haven't seen Ryback since before Battleground, when he was all gunged up to do this triple threats. And at this point, he had the staph infection, which made it where he wasn't able to be cleared. They ended up just scrapping the whole match together. I thought that maybe they would do Big Show versus The Miz just to keep on their feud, because the Miz was sort of the guy just antagonizing the fight. He was the guy just sort of pushing both guys, trying to make them go at it, and hopefully they would beat the hell out of each other, and he would just be able to go in, pick up the scraps, and maybe pick up an easy victory along the way. But Ryback makes his way down to the ring, and The Miz easily just clears out of the ring as fast as he can. Daniel Bryan stands over in the corner. He wants to see these two big giants go at it. Just Ryback and Big Show just staring each other down. Neither one of these guys wanted to be the guy who makes the first move, and they're just eyeing each other down. At this point, Daniel Bryan gets out of the ring, sneaks up behind The Miz, grabs him by the back of his neck and his pants, and throws him into the ring, where he lands right in the middle of the two lions in the lion's den. And basically, they just close in on The Miz. He's basically, acting like these guys are Tyrannosaurus Rexes, and, basically, he doesn't want to move because maybe they won't see him. But both guys close in on him. Big Show shoves The Miz and Ryback into the corner. At this point, Big Show grabs The Miz and just ragdolls him across the ring. Then, Ryback revs back and hits the big old meat hook clothesline on the Big Show, where he clears out, and we get to see a moment with him just alone in the ring where he breaks out the yes chants. This guy who loves professional wrestling. If you've heard any of the interviews with him, especially the one with Chris Jericho telling his story, this guy just loves wrestling, and he loves what he does. He was a fan for life who lived the dream to get to the point where he is now, and hopefully with the staph infection gone, it'll be good to go, and he keeps the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam in their three-way. Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. We just saw the moment that's going to be playing on Access Hollywood, Extra, all of those entertainment news weeklies that that get publicized every night. WWE is always looking for that mainstream appeal of trying to break into it. Stephen Amell on Monday Night Raw. They've been running this storyline for a long time between Stephen Amell and Stardust. We've been wondering what it's going to be. Is it going to be Stardust versus Amell? Is it going to be Stardust versus Neville in a one-on-one match? And Amell's going to be at ringside in the corner. All night long, we've seen Amell front row, right in front of Brian Alvarez of Figure 4 Weekly, Wrestling Observer fame, and his good friend Craig, as well as Craig's son. They had awesome seats for the night tonight, but basically, I thought we were going to see Amell getting into the ring with some sort of an interview or being like a backstage host or getting some sort of VIP treatment. All week long, they've been saying that he was going to be at the show and that he was going to be there, but he's just sitting front row like a fan. That's all that was really going on. Neville comes out to have a match against Wade Barrett. The match, really fast, gets to the point of the red arrow. At that point, Stardust comes down and makes his the save for Wade Barrett, beating up Neville. From there, he focuses his attack going over and getting into the face of Steve Amell. They have a little bit of a square off, and it looks like Stardust changes his mind a little bit, and he's not going to do anything of this. He's just going to walk away and sort of back down from Amell. They've been going at it via Twitter for months, but as Stardust turns around, he does a full spin, punching Amell right into the chin, knocking him down. Amell takes off his hat. He jumps over the barricade, goes over and he attacks Stardust right in the ring, taking him down on the ground with a little good old ground and pound action. And Wade Barrett has to make the save, pulling Stardust out of the ring. Amell is just, he doesn't really even know what happened. He's just had one of those moments where basically he went red and, that was just it. Amell hit the ring, takes Stardust down, and I still am not 100% sure on where they're going with this. They could set this up next week on Monday Night Raw, or they got to go with some sort of an angle where Amell crossed the line and got involved in WWE, and they do something like that, or is Amell just now part of WWE and they're going to have the Arrow versus Stardust, the match that they've been hyping up for a while, or is it just going to be Stardust versus Neville with Amell in the corner? So we'll have to see what goes down with this in the foreseeable future, but this is probably the thing that is going to be playing on WWE, as well as all of those entertainment shows for the next few days. Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here with an attempt to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase tonight here on Monday Night Raw. It's August 10th, 2015, a very exciting Monday Night Raw. Pretty exciting when you only watch half the show. But the build-up of the main event was going to be that there was going to be a three-way. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. The winner of that match would go on in the main event to fight against Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. In that match, it was a very fun match. It ended up being that an RKO from Randy Orton won the match. It was very cool. It looked like it was going to be a pop-up powerbomb from Kevin Owens, who sent Cesaro in off the ropes. Instead, it was a leapfrog by Cesaro, and at that point, Randy was there for the fresh pickings right there on Kevin Owens. 1, 2, 3. He's able to get the victory and moves on to the main event of the night. WrestleMania 31 rematch being Seth Rollins going up against Randy Orton in a very, very good pay-per-view quality, very good main event of the television Monday Night Raw match. So many times you see these guys just sort of phone it in. They're coming in fresh off that Australian tour. You know that they got to be tired. You know that they got to be jet-lagged and, just sort of wanting to get this over with and get some more sleep before they get in for SummerSlam. But Randy Orton was costed the WWE Championship. He had a shot to get the title. Seth Rollins did for a springboard in off of the outside, looking to attack Randy. But instead, Randy, who was playing possum at the time, jumped up, cued the RKO, ready for the 1, 2, 3, cue in Sheamus. Sheamus grabs Randy Orton, pulls him out of the ring, starts to do the attack, dumps him out into the stands. for the disqualification. Sheamus goes into the ring, slides in the Money in the Bank briefcase. He's telling the referee it's time. Ring the damn bell. Let's get this match going. And at that point, Randy had slithered back into the ring before the referee was able to make the announcement. RKO City on Sheamus. This is going to set up the Sheamus versus Randy Orton match at SummerSlam 2015. Seth Rollins keeps the championship. Ends up that John Cena, nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be heard of. He's able to post, Instagram and Twitter videos of him working out in the gym, lifting weights, but can't jump on a jet to get in Seth Rollins' face and accept the challenge. It's been a good long while, and we haven't heard anything from him, but Seth Rollins able to keep his championship and moves on to SummerSlam, where he will have the match, champion versus John Cena. Seth Rollins, is probably the favorite to keep the title in that one. Randy Orton, going to be going up against Sheamus in just a normal match. Sheamus with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Always something to be thinking about. Lots of people talking about him having the briefcase going in to the pay-per-view. A lot of people think that he might be cashing in on a winning John Cena. I don't see John Cena winning the championship, tying Ric Flair, and then dropping it immediately to Sheamus. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but anything can happen in WWE. So we got to get to this Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar documentary about WrestleMania 30 on the WWE Network. So let's check that out. Talk to you guys a little bit later.